following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
British punk, yo, wanna be Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Stars.
Hey ho, welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. Hope everybody's doing well. Before we get started, let's say hi to our cool, outrageous man about town, Mr. Ron Russell.
That's the sound of Indians, because Indians, they scalped me. So, Jimmy, how are you today? How does it
I like
feel
your
having
hair.
a bald partner?
I love it. I think you look sexy.
You think?
Yeah, I like it.
I think I look like a chemotherapy, God forbid, person or jail, a person going to electric chair.
Luckily for you, it'll grow out.
This is the electric chair haircut.
Luckily, it'll
When
grow
you're
out.
in prison, I guess, and they send you to the chair, this is the cut they give you. Anyway, everybody, I went nuts. Years ago, when my hair was dark, I used to cut it like this, all choppy and spiked and wild. And it looked fabulous. I looked fabulous. So I thought maybe I'd give it a shot and see what it looks like again. Well, I went and butchered myself, and it looks like shit. And I look like shit. I look like an old jerk. Anyway,
I love it.
you love it. As long as you love it, that's all that counts. So there you go.
So,
Yeah, my
actually,
hair, see?
Cindy says you look fabulous.
Who?
Cindy says you look very distinguished and like a really rich person.
Rich person. I like that. I like rich.
Cindy, I love Cindy. What's up, everybody? Chat room. People are starting to show up. Stefan Bell is in there. Hello, Stefan. Say hi to Tina. Cindy Lady Lake is in there. Thanks for doing all the promos. We have a fun show for you guys today. One of my favorite people on the planet, Hilton Ariel Ruiz, is coming on the show. And then you guys know him from Zombie with the Shotgun. He's like a cult guy. He's fabulous because it's a cult film. And then for our first time in history, we have Kim Couture coming on. And she is a pioneer in women's MMA, you guys. And she used to be married to Randy Couture, who was like the biggest MMA fighter in the world. And now he's like one of the biggest action movie stars in the world. So it should be fun. We've never had it on before. The only other MMA fighter we ever had on was Bear. And Bear Fiorda. And this one, when we met Kim Couture, I met her through Sherry Nelson. Sherry Nelson introduced me to her, and I invited Sherry to come on, and she said she didn't have anything really fun to like update, but then she introduced me to Kim, so I asked Kim to come on, and I think it'll be a fun, different show today.
Sherry doesn't need anything. She's just so beautiful. I mean,
That's what I told her.
coming on our show and smiling is enough.
I told her just to come on the show just to say hi, and we'll just shoot the shit and talk about Vegas or something.
Listen, I could always get conversation out of people. You know that. I'm a good yenter. But I mean, I would ask her about her sex life and her boyfriend and her whatever. That's fun to talk about.
Absolutely.
People are interested, especially men. If she just should discuss that she likes her nipples licked, I mean, they would go crazy because she's so gorgeous.
She is gorgeous, you guys, and we love her to death. If you guys
Right.
don't know her, just
I
look her
love
up.
Sherry Nelson. I think I got kind of crazy, but I don't do Facebook well or any of those things. And I think she said she wanted to come February 14th or something. It's passed. And I never got back to her because
you don't answer your Facebook
I don't know
messages.
I don't know how to do it.
That's okay. I've been talking with her a lot lately on Instagram and Facebook, and she thanked me for inviting her to the show, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun. So let's just see how today's show goes. In the meantime,
And
what
as
else
you
is
can
going
tell,
on?
my voice is still shot. It's not going to get better till I'm on an airplane or in another place to live. My voice just doesn't work here. The sand is unbearable.
Yeah, it was
I-
super windy yesterday.
Oh, I cleaned the dining room, which is off of the patio, all glass,
Speak up a little.
all screen, and the winds blew the sand in like dust, and it was black mountain sand all over the dining room table. Underneath the carvings of the table look like shit. Look like a haunted house set. Anyway, it's just unbearable. Enough of it. Enough about it.
So we got Hub Reynolds just joined us. Hey Hub, how you doing?
Hey, Hub, how's married life? Getting a lot lately?
He says a teaspoon of olive oil will help your voice.
Oh, olive oil. I live in
He
olive
like lives on
Are you crazy?
oil.
I almost take a bath in it. Are you serious? I put olive oil on everything.
He even washes his face with it.
Yes, I have it on my face right now. Look how nice it looks.
There you go.
86 years old, soon. Go fuck yourself, everybody.
That's right. May
Look at that.
28th, and today's the 6th. So 22 days. It's
In
Ron's
22
birthday.
days, I'll be 86 years old, and I have skin like a baby's ass.
There you go.
That's what Jimmy said.
like a baby's ass.
As Jimmy's kissing my ass, he said, "Oh, it's like a baby's
Yeah.
ass."
I'm gonna close this one. To see
I
if
love to get nasty. Anyway, I'm in a good spirit. I feel wonderful. I'm all excited. I think we found a townhouse in Boca that we love. It's gorgeous, magnificent, beautiful, elegant, fabulous. But now we have to see how to sell this house we're in. It's a lot of work, but it happens. You know, you give it time and everything falls into place.
So something's gonna happen.
Something's going to happen.
Absolutely.
It's funny. One of my Facebook people wrote on my Facebook. She said, "Ron, God has found you your townhouse, and He's waiting for you to move to Boca to show you where it is." And I thought to myself, I thought Jane Russell was a religious nut. I mean, I love this girl, but she's crazy. Like Jane Russell's Jesus Christ is into real estate.
So Goddess just joined us.
Goddess, hello, my darling. How are you?
Hey Goddess, it's so nice to see you again. I hope everything's going well.
How's your love life? Do you have a new man?
I love it when she comes in because she says hello and she puts a wave and it says to these stars. She's fabulous. So
We love that goddess. Goddess has been with us for a long time.
very long
She
time.
comes and goes. I think she gets arrested for shoplifting. They put her in jail for 6 months. She gets out and then she contacts us.
Then she comes back, but
Yeah.
she's fabulous.
She's probably a famous shoplifter.
Yes. And
Although-
Breno says that's why you're so handsome, because you put that olive oil on your face.
Oh no, my mother, believe it or not, my mother was 80 years old and she looked 40. She didn't have a wrinkle or anything, and she was a great believer in olive oil in her hair. She would put olive oil in her hair in the summer and go sit in the sun. And her hair, after she shampooed it, was shiny and lustrous. But the olive oil would melt and go down her forehead, so she would quickly put it all over her face and lay in the sun. There's nothing better. If you want a gorgeous suntan, olive oil your face and lay in the sun, but not too long because you will burn quickly. So it gives you a gorgeous olive oil complexion. I love olive oil. I put it in all my food. I put it on my toast with a little bit of salt. I make a lovely tomato salad, which is chopped tomato, garlic, and olive oil.
He also says you have hair.
Well,
Most people your age don't.
I used to have hair. Now that I cut it all off, I don't have my beautiful long hair. Jimmy and I were in a restaurant having dinner, and a woman, as she was leaving, as she passed our table, said to me, "You have such pretty hair." So I thought, uh-oh, time to cut my hair. If it's pretty, and I want to have pretty hair, that means it looks like a chick's hair, a woman's hair. Anyway, too much about hair. It grows.
That's right, and it'll grow out.
And meanwhile,
soon.
it's so nice not to have to comb it or worry. Not that I ever combed my hair, but it's one less thing to worry about. Now that I'm busy with movies coming up, finally, I think we're getting someplace with LA Mob Story.
Yeah, they put up a casting notice.
A casting notice. That means that they got the moolah funding.
We have
And
lots
that's
of
good
cool
because
things going.
actually I got to get my voice back because I open the movie with a narration, and I do narration throughout the movie. Plus, I work as a hood, a gangster in it. So my voice is going to be used a lot, and maybe I can have this kind of a Marlon Brando voice, isn't it?
A little bit.
I could be Brando. Look at get over there. Look at those guys over here. What are you doing over there? Hey, you go over there. What are you doing? Get over here. Get over here. Forget about it. I'm gonna shoot your balls right the fuck off. I can do it.
So
I sound good. I sound good.
I want to say too, like, thanks everybody for tuning in last week with Dan Payne and Timothy Haug, and the show did really well. And Dan Payne was a great guest. You know, he was just fun and he played along with everything. So we had a really
How well
good
did
time.
the show do?
I don't know. I got over 20,000 views just on YouTube, which is a really big deal.
Good, because I love that show. It was fun. I enjoyed it. You know, lots of times I don't enjoy it. I'm bored because the guests stink. They talk only about themselves and they don't even know how to advertise or sell themselves. They're stupid at it. I'm in a movie and it's coming out in a week. So that's when I say to them. That's when if they're men, I say, how big is your dick? That breaks them up. Or if they're women, I say, you know, are you a dyke? I mean, what are you? So I wake them up with my little cute compliments.
Oh, yeah, those are compliments.
Hey, it made our show famous.
Hey, we're going to have a fun show today, too. And everybody thought that Dan Payne was great and gorgeous. They thought he was a great guest, and they thought he was gorgeous.
He's a terrific guy. Terrific. You got to get rid of the beard.
We're going to see if we can work him into one of the movies that we're going to be working on anyway, too, you guys. As the hunky guy in it, because he's a hunk. So it should be a lot of fun.
No, he's just a nice guy. You know, he reminded me so much of Rock Hudson, because Rock Hudson had a personality. Rock Hudson was very shy, believe it or not, and kind, extremely kind. I mean, if he thought for 1 minute he offended you, he was full of apologies. Very sensitive to other people and other people's feelings. I mean, I didn't know him that well, but I knew him well enough to peg him, you know, to get his personality. He was a sweet guy, gorgeous in person. You know, he stood 6 feet tall when he sat down, because we were in a club together. He was there, and I went over and sat down without invitation. I said, "Oh, Rock Hudson, nice to see you." I sat down. Anyway, he sat very tall, but he was 6'4", you know, on standing. Very, very nice fella. A tragedy that such a dreadful disease had to take his life. It was not necessary for AIDS to be. I don't know still how it got here. We have so many ways of believing how it got here. And all I know is that somebody sent it here. AIDS was deliberately sent to this country, and they did it through the gay people because they knew how promiscuous gay people were, and they knew that anal sex was the best way to get it, because sometimes penises that are large make the anus bleed, and that's how AIDS was transmitted through the blood. So there's all kinds of theories.
Enough information.
You know, no, I talk about it because I lost so many friends. It was a sin, a terrible sin. But now we have it under control, thank God.
A little bit, yes. Not really, but yes. So anyway, you guys, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. You can hear our show. We're on Libsyn, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Those are our primary platforms. We're on a bunch of other platforms, but those are the primary ones. And I think you guys, I want to just thank everybody for listening every week, because the shows are all doing really well. I think we're going to bring on our first guest, because I think he just showed up. So let's bring him on.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everything?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Good seeing you guys again.
Good to see you too.
I'm not happy to see you. I could give a shit less.
I know.
the
You know,
light-
coming. You know that I really think that you really don't mean that, but that's okay.
what he said?
He said, "I think you don't mean that, but that's okay."
Oh, he knows goddamn well I don't mean that. We have an expression in Italian, che sprezzo amo, who teases loves. Remember
Okay.
that. Who teases love. If I don't give a shit about you, I ignore you. What the fuck do I care? Right? But if I tease you, it means like I like you. I'm happy to see you. It's very Brooklyn.
Well,
I
you know,
love it.
You're
Yeah, I
New
love it
York,
too.
right?
yeah,
Hilton,
yeah, I'm a
New
New
York?
Yorker. Yeah,
Where
absolutely.
are you from in New York?
Well, right now I'm in Long Island. I'm in Huntington right now, but
I used to live in
original.
Huntington a couple of years
Yes,
ago.
yes, I remember. And
Yeah.
you the last time we spoke, I remember you told me you lived out here.
Yes.
I did. And then we had a snake in the garden. Yeah, imagine there was a snake. I don't know what kind of snake it was. I didn't give a shit. But it ran across the driveway, and my daughters were screaming like they saw a horrible monster. I said, it's only a snake. What I really wanted to say was, it looked like a dick. Get used to it.
So,
Ron's on fire today.
Where were you born, though? You weren't born there.
I was born in Lower
were
East
you?
Side.
Okay.
Originally from
Where was
Lower
you
East
born?
Side.
Lower
Manhattan.
East Side.
Why am I not hearing?
I don't know.
My hearing aid, I hear me, but I don't hear him.
Oh, I don't know. Hey, Juan, can we make him any louder or not? Let me see if I
These
got
hearing aids suck anyway. $3,000 and I hear shit.
That's
Oh
just funny.
man.
So you're from the Lower East Side? Is that what you just said?
Yes. In Manhattan,
What part-
Chinatown.
In Chinatown.
Oh, near Alphabet City.
Yes, correct.
Right.
I love it.
You
Right
can't
off at
You
Delancey.
cannot afford Alphabet City now. We have a friend that moved there, pays $4,600 a month rent, fucking Alphabet City. That used to be a shooting gallery, all burnt out, dumpy houses. $4,600.
That's cheap, actually, in New York for rent.
Yeah, but it's
4,600.
Alphabet City. You got to go.
Yeah, I mean, you're not for nothing. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's really expensive there, but there are some places that you could still definitely find in the Alphabet City. But yeah, it's definitely expensive, and I have to agree with Jimmy that 4,000 is actually pretty good for New York City.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's cheap.
A friend of mine.
Unless it's a little teeny one, but for a decent sized one, that's cheap.
Listen
Yeah.
to what Alphabet City was. A friend of mine was shooting a movie there called Batteries Included. And
Batteries not included.
batteries not included. And we went down to see her and watch them shoot. And my daughter was about 10. And one of the guys came over and said, don't let your daughter walk in the empty lots because there are so many needles there.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I have to. Yeah, at one time it probably was one of the worst places in the
The worst
country.
places to live.
You guys,
Yeah.
by the way, Batteries Not Included was a great movie with Hume Crone, Jessica Tandy. Who else was in that? It was a great movie. I remember it when I was younger.
Jessica Tandy took such an affection to my daughter at 10 years old. She said to me, she's a 10-year-old. No, she's a 20-year-old in a 10-year-old body. And Jessica Tandy was lovely, sweet, lovely woman and actress.
You got to speak up because even I'm having
How
trouble
the
listening.
fuck do you want me to
Well, sit
scream?
closer. Sit closer. Then
I have
So-
this goddamn
Oh.
thing up my ass. I mean, what do you want?
It's hard. Can you hear him? Okay. Does he come across okay on your end?
I have
I hear him.
sand,
I hear him fine. I hear both of you guys fine.
Okay.
I have sand throat. Living in this fucking desert, Palm Springs shithole of the world. When the sand blows, it goes in your throat. You ever hear of that?
Yes.
It's terrible.
I've got it. It's awful. So now I have to shout. I hate people who shout.
So you guys, Hilton, for anybody who hasn't seen him on our show before,
Who cares? What's he doing?
hang on, wait a
Why are
second.
you here? Are you working? Anybody was stupid enough
I'm
to hire
talking.
you?
No, I'm
I don't
talking.
give a fuck if you're talking.
I know, and I'm talking now.
Would you like a punch in the
No,
face?
I have-
You won't
I
be
have-
talking
so you
after I
guys-
hit you.
So Hilton, you guys, Hilton is the creator of Zombie with the Shotgun. It
Oh,
was
go
a-
away with that
a
zombie
mini
with the
series,
shotgun.
like a TV series, and then it was a movie, and it's a comic book. It's all kinds of things. And so I did something. First of all, I didn't know you went to NYU.
I did. Yes.
I mean, you're a smart fuck because NYU.
No. I'm going to tell you.
He wasn't so smart. He just knew people.
That a lot of times that's what it's about.
Wait a
Yes.
minute. We were supposed to see you. Where are you? You're supposed
He's
to
in
be
New
here
York.
in Palm Springs.
No, he's not coming to Palm Springs.
No,
We're going
we were supposed to meet you. You guys were coming out here to Long Island to possibly, yeah, we were supposed to see here. I think it was like a year ago, right, Jimmy?
But I thought you were coming recently.
No.
Did I
No,
dream that?
no.
No, I told you we're going to be shooting his movies recently soon.
No, I know that, but I thought he was coming to Palm Springs. I was going to make dinner for him.
No,
All right.
we'll have to do it in Long Island. So you guys, so tell me about NYU because it's hard to get into
So
NYU.
I'm gonna tell you a little bit about education, sort of like what I've taken. So I started off as a photographer in Queensboro. So I did filmmaking trade. If you guys remember, you guys obviously remember New York Film Academy, right?
Yes.
New York
yes.
Film Academy. When the New York Film Academy first opened, was just like eons ago. I actually attended it when, like, I think it was like the first or second month that they opened up. So I went there, and obviously I was like, this is what I really want to do. And so from there, I said, you know what? I want to learn more about the picture. I want to learn more about, what's, the look of, filmmaking. And so I went into photography. I thought photography would be the best way for me to understand more about camera work and learn about just stocks and film and everything. So I headed out to Queensboro Community College there, where I met my mentor, Jules Allen, amazing photographer. I actually started a documentary with him. That's like my latest new project I'm working on with. And there I loved photography, but I said to myself, I think I want to get back to like I figured out that my passion was directing and writing. My professor also advised me that that was the way I should go. So from there, I decided to take continuing classes education, which NYU was offering at that time.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yes, so NYU was offering classes on continuing ed classes and stuff like that, which was kind of silly, right? Because you was actually taking courses with the students that were paying $3,000 a credit.
That's a lot of money.
I
back
think it's
then.
even more. I think it's more now. I think maybe it's five. I don't know. Maybe that back then I think it was like $3,000 or $3,300
Hey,
per
back then,
credit.
three
And
thousand.
each class is like 3 credits, so it's like 10 grand for a class.
Correct. So I was able
And
to.
that was for Queens College.
No, that's for NYU. That's for NYU.
NYU. So I was
Wait
able
a
to
minute,
figure
Queens
out
College
how.
is free.
Say again.
No, Queens College is free.
No, I did not go to Queens. It was Queensboro Community College.
The
Queensboro.
community Queens.
It's not
Well,
free.
now-
College
now-
is free.
In
well,
my
now
day,
the
it was
law-
free.
Here in New York, I don't know in California, but here in New York, if you are a New York resident from 25 years old to 55 years old, college is free. You have to
is
be
it?
able to go. Yes, you got to be able to go to a CUNY or SUNY, of course, state or a city, but it is free from 25 to 55 years old. Of course, you have to
That's
go through the whole.
So spread
You have to
your
go through
hair
the whole
with my-
FAFSA, all that. You have to go through the whole, logistics.
did it
But it
already.
is, yeah. They started that. I don't quote me on that. I think a year or two they started that. I don't know how long that
I love
program is going to be offered, but that is a thing here in New York, in the state of New York, city, of New York, whatever you want to call it, because CUNY is, city.
And that
So
they
as-
often, because not too many people live long in New York, they get shot easily.
or the stress of making ends meet here. It's so expensive
With
here.
your,
I mean,
with your new mayor, you should all go kill that bastard.
Anyway, we don't talk about that on the show. So,
yeah, no.
all right. So, because here's why. The reason I bring that up is I've never really did a search for you.
Yeah.
And since you were coming on again, I thought, I'm going to see what the internet has to say about Hilton Ariel Ruiz. So I threw your name. First, I threw your name into ChatGPT, and they didn't know who you were. And then I said director of Zombie with a Shotgun, and all kinds of great shit came up. I was like, holy shit, they were practically blowing you. They were so complimentary.
And then when they heard Ron Russell was in it, they sent telegrams and flowers, and they were carrying on. Oh my God, this film is going to win awards. Ron Russell's in it.
So
Yeah.
here's what they said about you. First of all, they said that you became obsessed with horror films after seeing Halloween, The Thing, and Alien. Do you like those movies?
Absolutely.
I think they're fabulous. That you were influenced by John Carpenter and David Cronenberg. What did David
Yes.
Cronenberg do? Scanners? I don't know what movies he actually did.
Yeah, you know,
Fly. He
believe
did
it or
The
not,
Fly.
he did The Fly. My favorite from Cronenberg is Dead Zone.
Oh, great movie, Dead
Yeah,
Zone.
that is my favorite. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. He's done, amazing stuff, but as in my all-time favorite was Dead Zone. I mean, Christopher Walken, and it was just, but The Fly, of course. But a lot of those guys, from Aliens 2, it was. I mean, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people have their. What else they say about me? I'm curious.
So they said,
No, but you have a great gimmick in your movie, The Shotgun.
Thank
The
you.
title alone makes you want to see it.
so it said that you picked the title of the film,
Yeah, that's a
fabulously.
great
You knew how
title.
to like create the people, but the biggest thing it said that you were like a genius in marketing,
All right.
creating a genius in building an IP from nothing, because you did the comic book, the web series, you turned it into a movie, you built a big social media following, and they said that you were a great case study in grassroots horror marketing.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. I agree, all of the above. Yeah,
No, but I mean, that's pretty
You're,
cool,
blu-
though, to
you're
see that.
blushing. You're
I'm
blushing.
gonna give a lot of credit to Alex Ferrari. I'm not sure if you guys know him. He's done a lot of podcasts, and he has interviewed Christopher Nolan, all the top directors and cinematographers. And I was surprised when he contacted me, and he said that he did a search online to basically find out who had the most amazing indie film project that knew how to market it, and he said it was mine. And I was sort of blessed, because again, this guy was interviewing. You look at his YouTube, he's I don't have to say anything, Christopher Nolan. I'm like, dude, you want me to come? I said, you want me to come on your show? He goes, yeah, I want you to come on your show, and I want you to tell me how you did it, how you was able to market this little indie web series to the comic book to to the film. So again, I went on the show, and I had to credit to him, because when he marketed that YouTube as me being a marketer genius, branding and everything, and I was on his channel, and I explained exactly what I did, was how was I able to grow that Zombie with a Shotgun. At one time I was getting almost 10,000 followers a week on it, and I did have a strategy, of how
How'd
to.
you come up with the title? Where'd you get the title from?
So the title basically was definitely inspired by, you have Hobo with a Shotgun, and it was just it was me and my
Why
friend.
not Zombie with a Rifle?
It doesn't flow. It doesn't flow with it. And I'm be honest with you. When I was in my office, I was in my loft. We had a zombie script, and it was off of the Z1. We call it Z181, which was based on that so-called disease that was spreading back then, which was H1Z, whatever. I forgot what it was. And then I just said, hey, why don't we just name it Zombie with a Shotgun? And then we
I
just
think Great title.
and then
great.
we flew with it, and then we changed the script, and that's where we went with it. Honestly, that's exactly just from an idea.
Did you build a movie around the title? Is this going to be a Zombie with a Shotgun?
The story was basically, first it started off as it was a point of view of the zombie, as I wanted to finally make a film where it was the point of view of the zombie, because everything that we watched back then, was basically, zombies, all brains, but no one cared about the person who had the sickness. So that was my whole theory. Let's go to the point of view, and let's feel sorry for the zombie who has the sickness. Nobody cares. And I always use the Michael Jackson Thriller, right? Michael Jackson in Thriller, one of the greatest, or the greatest music video in history,
I agree.
was the first time that he actually put zombies as having brains, right? That's the first time he evolved zombies. No one ever saw zombies dance the way, walk, was able to do what Michael Jackson did. And then from then, everybody forgot about it. They just went back to I wouldn't say silly, but the same concept of zombies walking slow. And I was like, dude, no one has ever taken the, half man, half zombie. Let's find out what this guy's all about, instead of just killing these guys. And that's my whole thing. I wanted to, I grew up in New York City. not too far from the Vincent's Hospital, where it was ground zero for HIV, which is interesting because you guys were talking about it, and it kind of gives a little bit of, when I'm writing the project was about people being sick, people being scared, people not understanding the sickness about it. And there was a little bit of inspiration of all those elements that when I put it together, and then it came. Look, I'll be honest. When we did the web series, the first episode, I think what really made that first episode is when the zombie kisses his girl. It went
Nobody's
viral.
seen that ever. Nobody's ever
Yes.
seen anything like that.
It's in a zombie
Yeah.
pit.
Zombie,
I had
girlfriend
networks.
zombie.
I'm going to tell you something funny.
Oh,
I
she's not a
think I
zombie.
Yeah,
told
she's
this to Jimmy, but I had networks contacting me because they thought that was a trailer to a pilot that I shot called Zombie with a Shotgun. So I had maybe that first month of that first episode, I probably had maybe 30 articles and networks contacting me. And they're like, we want to see that pilot. We want the first dibs on the pilot. And they got disappointed when I said, I didn't even shoot the second episode. It's 4. They were like, what? I was like, yeah. So I was, because the first episode was like 5 minutes, and I'm like, no, it's not a pilot it's not a trailer for my pilot. So
But
I mean,
how close are you to shooting?
Shooting what now?
shooting
The
what?
film.
When the one film is out
Well,
already.
well, we did the web series. We did the 5
That's
episodes.
One
Then
that I'm in. The one that
we
I'm
had the
in.
comic,
It's-
and then we did the indie. We raised money to do the feature film. The
Right.
feature film there, and then 2019 when we released it, it was November of 2019, and then 5 months COVID came, and
Okay, I want to say something. Everybody out there listening, I know this project. I know it well because Jimmy and I have discussed it for a long time. I guarantee you this will make money. So if you're smart, invest in this film.
Which is called Zombie with the Shotgun Reloaded, you guys.
Yes,
It's part
because
2.
this is a definite yesy. This is like the Night of the Living Dead, the
But
original.
better.
The original. Everybody
Oh,
thought
the
it.
original's good.
Everybody thought it was a piece of shit because it was black and white. It wasn't photographed well, and it's the number one. My favorite. I've seen it 1,000 times.
So I want to go back. So you know how verticals are really popular now?
Yeah.
You should change the ratio on your web series and release it as a vertical, because you can win an Academy Award for a vertical now.
No way. You know what? I didn't even think about that. But the thing is, that's gonna be. That's a good one. Never thought about that.
I'm doing a vertical right now for one of my books called Mothman Red Eyes Rising, and we're doing a vertical series for it. We just finished the first episode. It's fabulous, but it took a long time, so we have to create a bunch of episodes before we can release it. So, but before we keep going, then I want to just real quick, I want to play the trailer for Zombie with a Shotgun. You guys, it's out on Tubi right now, right? It's on Tubi, right?
Yes, it's on Tubi. All my other,
It's on Tubi right now. Everybody put great feelers out. We're going to be starting the sequel in the next 90 to 120 days, we hope. And it's called Zombie with a Shotgun Reloaded. But you introduced the trailer for us, then Juan's going to play it, and we'll be right back.
Yes. So here's Zombie with a Shotgun trailer of the feature film. And just to let you guys know, I'm also on Amazon, Future Today, Plex, and you just do a Google search, Zombie with a Shotgun, and you'll be finding all the other streaming service I'm in. So here's the trailer.
Let's see the trailer. I'm excited.
Where's Juan?
Juan? Where are you?
Hey, Juan.
I got a heart on now. I want to get laid.
Hey, Juan.
I want to see the movie.
I don't know what happened. So Juan,
Juan, where are you?
all right, hang on.
Zombie ate him.
Let me just send him a
Right,
little
the
thing.
zombie
Hang
shot
on.
him.
It means Dean's talking to him, because whenever he's not there, Dean's talking to him. Dean is the station owner, you guys, so we can't get mad at him. Hang on. Zombie trailer. Zombie trailer.
He's always there.
He's always there, so I don't know where
He's
he
a great
is.
engineer.
I'm going to text message him too. So talk for a second while we're waiting.
Okay. What I know about the sequel is I can't wait to do it. I can't wait to be a part of it. I can't wait to see it happen and watch how it's going to take off and fly. I firmly believe that it's a different look. I'm so sick of those zombie mom, like he said, they walk slow and they're stupid.
Oh, he says he's ready now. Okay, so
Okay,
all right.
let's go,
all right,
let's
everybody, check
go.
it out. This is Hilton Ariel
Yes.
Ruiz's movie Zombie with the Shotgun. Enjoy.
Let's see.
Trailer.
Let's
Enjoy.
see the trailer.
Better be careful with that gun.
Of course.
Take them to the lab and get them tested and processed immediately.
And now with this dream becoming a reality, I will give you anything you want for your great contribution.
What is so special about them?
Not sure.
Listen, we're both going to die.
So let's make it easy.
Your government doesn't tell you everything you need to know.
Lied to me.
Chicken the
Bring
ring.
us back. There you go. Hey, so what I want to tell everybody, you guys, is this movie is really, really good. We can't tell you how much it costs to make it, but it's a low-budget film that does not look like a low-budget film whatsoever, and that's all because Hilton's like
Oh,
a
come on.
genius.
You could say easy 300,000-400,000.
Yeah, right.
But
So-
listen, I read the script and the trailer you can't.
That's the trailer of the first movie.
I know that.
You
but
read the script of the second movie.
Jimmy, I'm not fucking senile. I know what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is, when you read a script, you know what you do. You know what you like. A trailer gives you a little bit. You know what I mean? It's not the movie. So what I'm saying is, when you see this, when this script becomes trailer, the remake, when it becomes reality, then you will see a good. Fuck it. I
So
mean,
you guys,
really.
it's called Zombie with a Shotgun Reloaded.
There's just so much you could put into a trailer to tell your story. And it doesn't make sense sometimes. It doesn't look as good as when it's a film. That's what I was
And
saying.
you can see this film on Tubi and all these other places. So all
And
you gotta do
I
is
know
Google it.
I know the new script for the new movie, and it's excellent.
We're adding some new elements. We can't tell you what they
Uh,
are. Not we. Hilton has added some new elements, and you guys are really going to be impressed with this one. It's going to be a really good one, and we're hoping to get it going. And so please put out good vibes for us, and don't be a hater. So you guys, Hilton does a bunch of other stuff. I went on Tubi and Googled him. He's actually got one. He's got one movie called The Amityville Lost Tape on Tubi. Another one called Beyond the Halls of Paradise 6666. Is that a new title for the film that was 6666, or are they two separate films?
No, that was okay. So really quick, because I know you got, don't have that enough time.
Oh, you got plenty of yeah, you got plenty of time.
Oh, so what happened is when I did 666, it was an episodic series, and I was doing original content for Eli Roth's horror channel, which was at that time, I forget what was it called, and they brought me in to do original content. I'm actually was the first person to actually open up that site. I forgot what was it called. I don't know if you guys remember that. And then I was the first one to open up on that website to have that first horror original content for them. And what happened is that they were able to raise monies and get their own production company when they got all these other filmmakers, horror filmmakers, to start, putting onto their website. And I've shot all these episodes, and since they decided to go another way, I had all these episodes. I'm like, oh man, I had all these episodes that I did for this, under this umbrella. What am I going to do with this? I had like 7 episodes.
So you put them
and
all together.
I decided during COVID, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this together because I had nothing to do in COVID. Nobody did. So I started, I got my, little post-production team. We started cutting, and then I did 2 new episodes because I kicked 1 episode out that I didn't like, and we put it together, and that was the title for the feature. But you could also watch an episodic, the first 3 episodes separately, as first. That's how I submitted it to be, and I didn't think I was going to do the feature. So when I did the feature, I had the name change. But you could watch all 8 episodes on that, and my own basically it's my own anthology horror film based on the 6666 evil entity.
Okay, go. So what were you going to say?
It's a back and forth talk show. It's not anybody, manipulates the whole conversation.
I know.
That. And we
So
we
say what you
instruct
wanted
our
to say.
guests
No, I
about
didn't
that.
instruct.
Well, I
Go.
want to create an interest here. For those of you out there that don't know what 666 is, it's the devil's number. That's what makes the title scary. So,
Yeah, and this particular is 4 6s because it's the birth date. It's somebody's who is the evil entity, the person who was born on that day is the devil himself. So you got to watch.
So it's 6.
It's 4 6s.
66. Oh, 6666.
Yeah.
Yes,
Got
so
it.
it's basically
that
so instead of
President-
3 6s, 4 6s, and you find out the reason why is because it's birth is June 6, 1966, and how you watch the first episode. It basically shows this team of filmmakers, documentary filmmakers, that go out to see this so-called urban legend of this particular person that is born in that particular date, and to find out if he's the devil himself. And that's how the first episode starts, and then you watch each episode, and each episode has a different story, different actors, and we shot in different cameras. Every single episode was shot on a different camera to give a different look.
Okay, so go.
And those 6s terrify people. Believe me. President Reagan, Ronald Reagan, and his wife Nancy bought a house in the Pacific Palisades in California, and the address was 6666. And Nancy refused to step foot in that house until they had the address changed. And because of their clout, that the 6s were removed. So just know that this film is going to scare the shit out of you just by the fact that the numbers are the devil.
I want to go back to and say something because, we kind of brushed over the fact that Eli Roth asked you to do something. You guys, Eli Roth is one of the biggest horror directors that there is. He did Hostel, Inglourious Bastards, and actually he was in Inglourious Bastards. He didn't do it. Thanksgiving, which is a great one, and his new movie Ice Cream Man is getting ready to come out.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. So what happened is I released the first episode, and then the second episode, he saw it with his team, and somebody from his team contacted me, and I was like, "Whoa!" It was. I was like, "Holy!" And I remember it was during the holidays too. If I remember, it was during Christmas time. I remember, and I was like, "No way that they contacted me about this episode." So I was like, wow. And that episode is it's about the it's this photographer who takes these 2 models to photograph in this haunted location where the devil himself lays in his lair. But it's a great episode. The second, if you want to know the
Do you like Eli Roth? I think
do.
Hostel's one of my favorite movies.
I do.
ever.
I mean, I understand the business type that they had to do what they had to do, but that is basically how the 666 episodes were actually created, because they were only going to be just a couple episodes. I might have not even done no more episodes. It might have been just 2 episodes, and I was like, I'll let it go. But because him and his team contacted me, they're like, hey, we want you to do this same series, but do original content for us. And I was like, sure. And
That's
so
really
that's
cool, though. That's really cool, though. That the fact that you create all these like things and just put them out there, and then all these really big people come to you, and you're not even going to them. That's a really cool thing.
If you got it, you make it pay.
That's right.
That's how
yeah,
it
no,
is.
yeah,
And
no,
there's
no.
nothing
I mean, I
better
love
than-
his work. His work is cool. You know, his movies. You know, I mean, Cabin Fever is still one of my favorites.
Serena Vincent's in
There's
that.
nothing better
Yeah.
than a devil movie, as far as I'm concerned, because as children we grew up knowing God and devil, so everybody really has a little bit of panic about the devil. I don't care how much you say, "Oh, I don't believe." I've met some devils. Believe me, they're around.
In The Omen too. In The Omen, doesn't Damien have 666 tattooed in his head?
Three
or whatever?
sixes, yeah,
Three
That's
sixes
right.
in his head.
Yeah.
I love The Omen.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
I'm
And
actually-
you know, that's what the whole thing was about. I wanted to give homage to the old school 70s and 80s horror, and because you know, when I was creating this web series, like I wanted to make this whole thing about, hey, let's get back to like what everyone was scared of the 666. So I was like, yeah, man, let's just now name it 4 6s, 6666 based on it, and that's where it came from. Actually, it was a homage to The Omen and all this, whatever you want, Rosemary's Baby, all that stuff. It was like a
I love Rosemary's Baby.
yeah, just to
Remember the Devil and Mrs. Jones?
I don't know what that is. I know the title, but I don't know what that is.
yeah.
It was the biggest porno movie.
Yeah.
that was out.
Of course, Ron knows. Yeah, Ron brings it out.
I think he had 3 6s on his ass, I thought.
We actually had on our show many years ago Harvey Stevens, and Harvey Stevens was the kid who played Damien in the original Omen.
No way, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And we had him on the show. He's a really cool guy. He actually, I think he lives in England or someplace.
He was
now.
very, very nice.
But we
Yeah,
had
that
him
is pretty
on with him.
cool. Yeah, maybe I should.
I
Send
like
him
all those. And then
maybe
they
I should
really
send him a
did-
copy of the film.
Yeah, absolutely. We
But
read.
I have to say something. I think you've got it all on the ball. I think you know where you're going, what you're doing, and I think you're doing it well. And I only see in the future for you great success.
I appreciate that.
I don't see you as the shit asses that I've worked with in some of the crappy films I've been in. I respect you more than I do most.
Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate
know-
that. Thank
I
you.
know- Jimmy and I discuss you a lot, so I know a lot about you.
He knows I'm pushing for Zombie with a Shotgun.
Yes, yes.
And I'm all in favor of it because I think it's a sure win to go. I mean, there's no question about it. Some sucker out there should give you some fucking money, you idiot.
Yeah,
you go to make money. You go to the track. You blow all kinds of money. You're stupid. This is an investment.
So you guys too, just so you know, Zombie with a Shotgun. You have a web series. Maybe you're going to have a vertical soon. You have a movie.
You know
have
what,
comic
Jim?
books.
Jim. If I were you, I'd explain what a vertical is because I don't even know.
So verticals, you guys, that's the new form of filmmaking. You know how people have a very short attention span. So verticals are, instead of being shot 9:16, they're shot 16:9. So that way, when you're watching on your phone, it fits the phone perfectly, looking up and down. And since everybody watches everything on their phone, and because it's a vertical and people have a short attention span, the videos are like, usually like 1 to 3 minutes, maybe 1 to 5 minutes. And they turn them into a series. So every week they put out a new episode, and everybody can't wait to watch it. And some of the some of the big verticals, get 50 million plays and stuff on them. They're really popular. And just recently, as long as the content is not AI, you can win an Academy Award for a vertical.
Wow,
And
that's,
the
I
vertical
didn't even know that.
How do you get paid for the vertical?
Well, they have sites just like Tubi and stuff for verticals.
Yeah,
Just
I
like
think-
Tubi and Amazon
So
and
you
stuff
have
like that.
to pay to
Yeah,
join.
I'm pretty sure Netflix just announced last week that they're going to put a new category of vertical on their
So if you do,
their interface.
so if you do a good series, you get paid for it the same way you
it's
do
a
on
me-
all the
it's a-
other ones.
it's a membership.
Well, not necessarily. It depends. You could sell it like Tubi, like your movies are on Tubi, the way his movies are on Tubi. You can put it on Tubi,
No.
and enough people
You're
watch
mispronouncing where my movies are. They're not on Tubi. They're on Toilet.
it. They're not all that. They're not all that bad.
Yeah, you got Tubi, Fossum, they actually pay a little bit better than
Yeah,
Tubi,
Fossum
believe it
is
or not.
good.
They pay a little, yeah. Future Today pays more.
It's so funny. I have to tell you. So the first movie that Ron did with me, and it was this movie called Croker, and we lived in Florida, I think. Oh no. Then we moved to Pennsylvania and we shot it in Pittsburgh, and it was called Croaker, and it was like an urban legend about this like frog creature that killed people in the swamp.
I saw you posted something about it the other day. Yeah.
So I
Go ahead,
posted it up, and
What did you post about?
I don't know. I have a little video of it, I think.
Oh God!
And so anyway, Ron plays the sheriff, you guys, and the lead lady was Miss Pennsylvania. She was gorgeous. She was very, very nice, and we had a great time shooting it in Pittsburgh. We had a really, really good time. The movie was made on almost zero budget. It was like almost.
And I was never told that I was the only professional actor in the movie, so you can imagine what a mess it was.
So hold on, that's not my story though. My story is, so we made the movie for almost no money. Okay, literally, we got paid $100 a day, which went to gas to get there from Pennsylvania. So we didn't make any money. It was really for the
typical. The typical.
We liked the people. So we got done with the movie. The movie came out. It did, on IMDb, it has all 5-star ratings because everybody, yes, it does. Everybody gave it a 5-star rating, so it has all these 5-star ratings. And so Ron was like, "This." We saw the movie, and Ron was like, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Ever.
It was so terrible. It's so terrible." And that's what he used to say. Then we started doing all these $500,000 films, $150,000 to $500,000 films that he's in, and they're worse than Croaker, that was made with no money at all. And Croaker does not look anywhere near as bad as a lot of these other films do.
They put a lot of heart. Yeah, those movies got a lot of heart. Yeah.
What was wrong with Croaker was no one in it except I knew how to act. That's what was wrong. So I looked like I was overacting because everybody else was not.
Actually, Miss Pennsylvania was good.
Huh?
Miss Pennsylvania was pretty good.
I made her good. When I did. No, because you know why? There was a scene where I wanted her to get in my car. And I ad-libbed the whole thing. And I did it like this. Get in the car. Now. Get in the car. And I told her what to say to me. And she said to me, "Okay, Mr. Big Shot," or some shit, whatever.
It was really good.
She came back. So where I put my 2 cents in, it looked decent. But where the director was and we weren't, forget about it. He had 2 kids there that were talking like this. "Open the refrigerator now." What the fuck is that?
Hey, put that film in vertical.
It's really not
Put it in
terrible.
vertical,
I mean,
put
it's
it in
really
garbage.
it's really terrible, but it's really not that bad considering some of the other movies.
It could have been a good film had he used professional actors, because actors don't make movies the first time as successful. You got to be in a lot of movies before you know what you're doing to be successful. And these people were so green and so stupid and so banging into each other. It was a comedy.
You guys, you can buy. I don't know what I don't think they ever distributed it. I'm not sure.
Let me give you a for instance. The guy, I'm telling him like this: you killed your brother. Don't tell me there's something in the swamp over there, because I'm supposed to be from New York. That kills people. And you know what he said to me? "Oh, stop, you're a bastard." I turned to the director. I said, "What the fuck was that?" I'm yelling at the guy. I'm telling him that he killed his brother, and he called me a bastard.
But he said it just like that. "Oh, stop, you're a bastard."
"Oh, stop, you're a bastard."
"Oh, stop, you bastard."
And the suit he has on was 3 sizes bigger than him. The sleeves covered his knuckles. And I thought to myself, this is a fucking clown movie. This is a comedy.
But it really isn't. When you look at it, it's really not that
The director said,
bad.
"Well, what do you want him to say?" I said, "Well, let him call me a fuck or something, a little stronger." Anyway,
You guys can get the movie on eBay. I think, you guys. I bought a copy just so I would have one.
so the problem with these pay-to-play people is, I've been in a few movies with pay-to-play people, and I hate it, and I won't do a movie if anybody in it is a pay-for-play, because they are weak. They make you look like you're overacting. They don't give you the opportunity to go back and forth with a good volley. "Hey, you're a fuck." Then the guy goes back, "You're a son." You know what I mean? So you understand all it. Stop rolling your eyes. I'm going to punch you.
No, I'm not rolling my eyes.
So you're a director. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So what do you? So give me some feedback. God damn it.
Well, my feedback is to try to find out who owns the film, because maybe it's in public domain. Maybe you guys could own it. Like maybe somebody.
Are you serious? I want to burn it.
No. Listen, those are classic films.
movies
Man. You could get
do
that
good.
movie. You could like put new music onto it. You could recut
No,
it.
no, I would
or
never
you could do,
steal
like,
it from the fellow who did
or,
it.
or you could do like a documentary of finding the original people. Like, let's go find the original people of this film.
Actually,
Find out.
one of the kids in the film has made a ton of movies. So one of the kids,
No.
yes, he's made a ton.
Oh,
of
the little
movies.
boy.
Yeah, the little boy has made tons of movies with a whole bunch of people.
The little boy, professional actor. I'm sorry, I wasn't the only one. The 10-year-old little boy was wonderful. He was an actor.
And he's made movies with. I don't know if he still has, but when I checked it back then, I think.
But
it's
the
really
rest
cool.
of them were for the birds.
So, so I want to play another video real quick, you guys. This is Hilton's director's reel that he sent me, and you guys can see some of the stuff that he's done. And then when we come back, we'll have a couple minutes because he's also an author and he's got a bunch of books out. And so we're going to do that. So let's just go real quick. This is the Hilton Ariel Ruiz director reel. Enjoy, everybody.
You're the one who infected me.
Correct. Mr. Walker, your blood is like gold. You're the hope that we've all been waiting for. You have something the world all wants. It's inside you. And you're gonna be a very rich man.
Would we be able to cure people?
Not exactly. Mr. Walker, you should know there's no money in the cure, only in the treatment, so. Together, we can develop and manufacture this suppressor that'll be like the cure. They can live their lives as long as they take their medication. I mean, this is what the virus is all about, right? It's a man-made product to sustain all mankind.
Hey, how you feeling? Everything's all right with you? You look a little bit, like, uptight. I want to tell you something. Somebody that once worked in this very building here, they told me there used to be a beautiful view of the World Trade Center, just right where we can look. I can tell you something else. After having worked with you in the group for the last 3 years, I know there happens to be another beautiful view of the World Trade Center. You know where that view is? It's in here. It's inside of you and inside of all of us. How do you feel about that?
I guess you're right.
My friend, you no longer have to guess whether you're right or not. Just rest assured that you are right. Why don't you come on inside and hang out with the rest of us? This may be our last time that we gather. Maybe we can meet once a year. But let's go out and have something to eat and drink, and thank goodness that we're here to share these experiences.
You know what? Let me talk, because I'm going to scream. You are absolutely amazing.
Oh.
That looks like a multi-buck movie. I love your still camera. You are a genius. I so believe in you that if you don't become one of the greatest people in our business,
Oh, stop it.
I will be
Stop
a zombie
it.
with a shotgun and all.
Stop it.
We see so many.
No, I'm not
movies.
making. I don't blow smoke.
Yeah,
up-
he doesn't blow smoke.
I don't blow smoke up anybody.
Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it.
If you sucked, I would just say, "Oh, that was cute," but your stuff really, you are a born genius. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I also told him how much stuff cost, and I told him he can't tell
I
anybody.
just dropped dead. You know, you can't even light a stage for that amount of money.
I appreciate it. Thank
You
you.
know how to do everything, though, pretty much, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I love your lighting and I love your still camera. What I don't like today is the jump camera, the bump camera, and the dark, low-key lighting where you can't see the people. We watched a movie where the girl was black and all we saw were eyeballs and teeth. And I just thought they allowed that. They let that go through. That was important in the movie. And it was a major movie. It was like about 40 million, 100 million.
Yeah, it was a big movie.
How much was it?
It was Lupita Nyong'o or whatever, and it was the prequel to that movie with the monsters. If you make noise, they come after you. I forgot the name of the movie, but 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 like there's
Oh.
parts in that
There's
movie.
like two. There's two of them that has the same
There's two
story.
of them. Yeah.
The one with the black girl.
But the
is in it.
prequel one,
they
like-
shot the black girl in low key. All you saw was eyeballs and teeth, and that was offensive.
And it was like $100 million
to me,
movie.
that was degrading because
Yeah, I didn't see that. No.
I hated it, and that was in so much fucking money for two
Wow.
people. You know what? They just offered Johnny Depp $38 million to come back and play the pirate. What do you think about that shit? You think Johnny Depp's worth $38 million?
For that film, yeah. I mean,
do?
because it's like I think it's a great way because it's like a welcome back, Johnny Depp to the, basically it's like we're sorry. The world is sorry. We all saw this in a different way, and this is our apology letter, our apology tour for you to come back and for everybody in the theater to come see it as also another like, hey, we're sorry, Johnny. We're gonna go see your movie. I think it's brilliant for that to be his first big film after this whole thing with Amber Heard. I think he's gonna probably take
He
more. I
doesn't
think
know that. He doesn't know that part.
Doesn't know what.
So Johnny Depp was in a years and years legal battle, and the Disney people didn't
Oh, I know that.
didn't
I
back
know-
him
I
up
know
or whatever, and so he said he wouldn't work for Disney anymore. He said I won't work for Disney even for $30 million. So that's why they had to come back with this big offer because because they're offering him more than what he said he wouldn't come back for. And I do think Johnny Depp is a great talent. I think he's.
I agree.
Pay
Yeah.
him $38 million.
Look, it's a lot of money, but I figured just to, I think he is worth that just for that film. I mean, not a film with him
Doing
with
something
an
else.
ordinary story. Yeah, for the Pirates of the Caribbean, it's $1 billion industry. They're gonna, of course, they're gonna ride with that with the rides in Disney World and the merchandise. They're gonna triple, quadruple all that money back, and I think it's a smart move, and I think Johnny Depp will take it.
He'll take it because he needs money. Because I read that he spends
But
something
you
like
know
$10
what?
million a month.
When
to live.
I hear that,
Wow.
I'm a sympathetic person. When I hear $38 million to him for one performance, and I think of all the starving actors out there that break their asses and work for $100, $200, I feel sad. I think that there are actors out there far better than Johnny Depp, and they only get a couple of $100 a movie or $1,000 or whatever the shitty salary is. So that's how I feel. Maybe I'm a little bit like your mayor, take from the rich and give to the poor. I wouldn't mind Johnny Depp donating some of that money to
His problem is he spent it all.
No, but I would like it if he got the $38 million and donated the money to the housing for the old actors, where they go to retire or something nice. Angelina Jolie, who's my little baby, who I love because she grew up in my house. I know she gives millions of dollars back to the business. Silently, she doesn't talk about it, but she gives millions of bucks to starving actors.
So hang on. We're going to change the topic because we have 6 minutes left.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys, Hilton, great director, great writer, great producer. He has great films. Now he's got a new book series called Bishop. I guess the series is called Bishop, and then there's 5 books, and each one has a different title. A Dead Man's Promise, The Weight of, and then it's Bishop, The Weight of Silence, Bishop, The Ground Keeps Quiet, Bishop, The Lie That Holds, and Bishop, The Cost. Tell us what Bishop is real quick.
Bishop is basically a revenge story, a story about a 30-something man that is a wanderer or goes around the country as he's hiding. We find out that when he was younger, his father was killed by the mob, and him and his family decided to go and hide him because they were also wanted. And as the story goes further and further, we start to find out why his father was wanted by the mob and why the mob wanted also his family to disappear. And we find out that he finally, in the first book, his cover is blown. The mob finds out where he's at, and he's now, chased. And then it starts to become, there's this witchcraft element that comes into the film into the book series that I don't want to spoil, that creates his revenge much more deeper, spiritual, and it's about him finding himself and finding out, was it worth him running away? And he basically has these demons that haunts him, as in like himself, trying to figure out who he is. And was it all a lie? Was it all true? Was my dad a good guy? Was my dad a bad guy? Just
that-
basically second thinking his life. Just us in general, just and in the real life, we second guess our life. I mean, the things that we believed when we were younger, were they really true now? And that's basically the biggest dilemma in the series. And it's just the first volume. Well, I'm going to do 3 volumes of the story.
Would that make a good movie?
I think it would make
It
a
would
great
make a
movie.
it
Great
was for a film. I wanted to write a script of it, and then it just got so much deeper into the story. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, dude, no one's gonna give me money for this fucking story. I'm just gonna make a book. And that's how I felt, honestly. I was like, no one's gonna.
Yeah, but actually,
If I write this script, it's gonna be wasted. It's going to be dust. And I was like, I'm gonna go 10 years looking for money. I'll be dead just like how Bishop, And I'm like, I just might always write this 2-book series, and I think that whatever. I mean, you got 10 readers, 20
after we make
readers.
Zombie with a Shotgun, we'll have a bigger track record, and then we'll turn it into a script, and we'll get money.
Because I'm always in mafia movies, and I have not yet been in a mafia movie that did not make money. I'm going into one now called the L.A. Mob. Story of the L.A. Mob. It's how the New York Mafia went to California. And I play a very major hood in it. And it's a great script, fabulous script with a wild ending. And it's going to make a fortune. And it's a TV series, right?
Yep, it's a TV series.
And
That's
it's
awesome.
supposed to make a lot of money. I would suggest you make a movie out of that. That's a fucking good idea. The
I would
script
love
is
to,
good.
yeah. Just to piggyback on the mafia story, it's true. There's no more mob stories. I had a friend about maybe 5 years ago, and that's all he did. He used to do mafia stories, and he said that he gave up because every time he would submit his story, everybody would tell him, "We're not doing mob stories no more." And
I think that's like bullshit.
That's
though.
bullshit.
I mean,
yeah,
that's
and he
Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
he got rejected, and he told me that and then you
Yeah.
know what, but then when you start to look at it, it's kind of true. No one is doing mob movies anymore like they used to. Like,
There's one
I
guy
mean,
in Florida who
I could be
does it.
wrong, maybe. I mean, it's a Stallone. What's that Stallone series?
Oh,
I think that
Stallone's
was,
finished. Stallone's 130.
but that was a mob story, right? Wasn't that the
Yeah.
series that he did?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's a popular series too.
there's a
Yeah,
whole
but other
new-
than that, there's no more mob stories. What happened?
No,
What happened
that's
to
not true. Not true. Not true. I get them all the time. There's so many new young people coming up that have such great mobster quality about them. It's a whole new kind of a mob.
I agree with you, but as in like television, the element of TV and film, they're not out there as they used to be.
Yeah,
We used to
wait a
always get a
second.
mob movie
No,
like
I'm
every
sorry.
6 months. at
Horror
least.
and mafia go hand in hand now. Now every mob movie has a vampire or a ghoul or a wolf.
There's a series called Gravesend that we watched. It's on, I don't know, it's on Amazon Prime or something. It's an actual series, but I think the movies do better than the series. We watched a lot of them. We watched a lot lately, but also we watched a lot on Tubi that were older, from the 80s and 90s also.
People are fascinated with the mafia.
Always.
I'm from Brooklyn. I grew up that's with who? Okay. I could name them all. And they were nothing like they are portrayed in movies. Nothing like that. So I would like to write a mafia movie and do the inside life of a mafia guy. What it's really like. I've seen a very major mafia guy, big name, dancing with his granddaughter in the living room. Okay. As the most gentle people in the world.
We've had a bunch of them on our show too.
I still have friends that are supposedly mafia, and I love them all. They're the nicest people.
I love it. So you guys check out Hilton's book series, Bishop. All you have to do is go to Amazon and type in his name, and it'll come up, or type Bishop and it'll come up. He also has another book, but we don't have a lot of time, but I just want to tell you the title. It's called The Power of Regret Compels Me. The scariest demon in The Exorcist wasn't possession, it was regret. And that's more of like a biography, or
it's like a personal memoir story, not completely, but definitely a personal story about me coming upbringing from the sort of how The Exorcist and how I understood it as a part of my life. As it's kind of hard to explain, but I grew up with that whole supernatural, whatever you want to call it, black magic and spiritual stuff that I grew up when I was younger, and
What,
how it was
what,
sort of
what-
parallel to what I used to watch as
what's
The
your
Exorcist.
ethnic background?
I'm Puerto Rican and Mexican.
There you go. I love Puerto Ricans, my favorite Spanish people. I grew up with Puerto Ricans in school. Very religious.
Yeah.
Very. They made novenas. They did all that shit in Catholic Church. And they are Puerto Rican people probably are one of the most sensitive people you'll ever meet. No, they really are.
Most of my family, it was interesting, but most of my family was Pentecostal, but my father was he became Catholic because that was the only way he was able to marry my mom. So he had to leave the Pentecostal religion because in order to marry my mom, he had to make a promise that he would convert to Catholic.
I went out with a beautiful Puerto Rican girl called Gloria Hernandez. And guess
Gloria.
what? I wasn't allowed to go out with her without her aunt coming along.
Yeah.
And this is 1955.
No, it's sort of the same thing with my dad. My dad was like, nope, you're not married.
But you know what was
gotta
cool? Her aunt was only about 3 years older than her. So I fixed her aunt up with one of my friends. And I told them, take her away, take her on the other side of Astoria Park. So I could make out with Gloria on this side.
So guys, to find out more about Hilton, go to www.hiltonruiz.com. Ruiz. His Instagram is Hilton Ariel Ruiz. He's also got Zombie with a Shotgun on X, which used to be Twitter, and I guess that's it because our other guest is waiting, so we got to go.
No worries. I appreciate that.
Hilton, all the best of luck to you. You got it.
Thank
all.
you.
You got it all. Use it well, baby. And
I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you. And thank
We'll
you guys.
see you soon, and we'll be
See you
talking
soon,
soon,
Hilton.
hopefully.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Thank you guys.
Take
Bye-bye.
care, babe.
Take care.
Yeah,
Bye.
you guys. So check
Bye.
out Zombie with a Shotgun, you guys. It's on Tubi. You'll definitely like it. It's a really good film, and hopefully our next guest has sound because I see she was having sound problems.
Who is
do we have
having sound?
Does she have sound?
I have sound.
Yay!
Now sing opera.
Yeah.
I love
Sorry, I
it.
have to wear my glasses or I won't be able to see you.
I know your glasses are fabulous.
You don't have to see us. You could just imagine two gorgeous, sexy, hot guys with big, muscular bodies and just sexy looking. That's all. Make believe.
All right.
Well, maybe get rid of Jimmy. Just think of one elderly man.
Actually, I'm elderly. So hold on, you guys. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. She's a pioneer in women's MMA. She's fabulous. She does all kinds of wonderful things that we're going to find out now. So please welcome Kim Couture. Thank you for coming on. We're excited to have you.
Yes, we
Yes,
are.
I'm excited. Thank
And
you.
my first question to you is, if a guy gets fresh, did you ever beat the shit out of him?
No.
But you
I thought I
could.
would put myself in those situations.
But you could.
I could, for sure.
No, really. Can you punch hard?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really. I mean, you could knock me down. Well, anybody could. I'm 86 years old. Blow on me, I'll fall down. But we have a very dear friend who's what does what you do, and I asked him a very weird question. I said, "Did you ever have a diarrhea attack while you were kickboxing?" And he said, "Times, yes." I said, "Well, what did you do?" He said, "You just leave it there and you keep kicking." I said, "That's really stinking." A stinky idea. Bear is his name. Do you know? Oh, were you in a way?
Shit, what happened?
She went away.
Hang on, hold on.
Come
Okay,
on.
sorry.
Do you know Bear?
No, she won't know him.
Our friend Bear?
So we have a friend. His name's Bear Fiorda, and he's got like 1 million followers, and he's only been in it for a little while, and he's had a bunch of fights though. But he's very cool, and that's what got me interested in MMA because now I follow MMA people on TikTok just to see what's going on.
Cool.
First of all, we have a chat room with people in it. Say hi to everybody in the chat room.
But you don't fight.
Wait.
You don't fight men.
No, she fights women.
Well, no, these sex change guys. They want to go in there and beat the shit out of
No,
them.
okay, we're not going to go there.
We're not. Why not? That's very topical, right?
No, hold
Yes,
on.
How do you feel about that?
Wait. I wanted to say hi to everybody. I'm not done with my introduction. Say hi to the chat room.
Direct over here.
Yeah, say hi to the chat
Hello,
room. They love
everyone.
you. This is Ron, by the way, because I didn't introduce him. So he's my co-host, Ron Russell. because he jumped into it so fast. And,
Oh yeah, fuck you.
And so she's a retired MMA fighter, so she's not still fighting.
No, but she is in the business in her mind, and she knows opinions, and I want her opinion. Do you think that trainees should be boxing women?
It's fighting.
No.
Fighting? No, of course not. I mean, if I got in drag when I was young, I could knock the shit out of any woman in a couple of punches. I mean, women are women. They're built different than men. They're fragile. Yet, if a woman beats up a woman, it's okay because it's equal strength. So I'm glad you feel that way.
So I have a question. So first of all, you guys, so her website, you can follow her on Instagram. She's KIMZ Fight Fit or K.I.M. They're going to put her on the screen. K.I.M. Into Mental Mastery. Her website is kimcouture.com, which is still kind of like under development because she's got so many cool new projects coming up with all the things that she does. Her nickname is Sugar Free. So tell us why in the MMA world did they call you Sugar Free?
Good for that.
Well, every time somebody would ask me a question, I'm just pretty blunt. You know, I'm a Sagittarius. Blunt is usually how they describe us. So everybody said, wow, way to sugarcoat that. And then they said, you know, Kimmy, don't sugarcoat shit. She's sugar free. And
oh my God, we should call him that because he's like that too.
We could get along, you and I.
I like
Yeah.
it.
And
Say it like it is.
I have a couple of women you could beat up for me.
So I have a question then. So how did you actually? So I read it. So I Googled you all over the internet, and it said on the internet you were born in Colorado, that you previously worked in law enforcement and fitness before you became an MMA fighter, that your pro debut was in 2008. And I read something that said that basically you were extremely significantly older than everybody else when you started doing MMA. You started in your 30s and everybody else starts, you know, when they're 18 or something young.
Wow.
So how did you decide to be like, okay, I'm teaching fitness and I'm a policeman. Now I'm just going to go in the ring and start fighting. Like, how did that transition happen?
Well, when I was in law enforcement, I was a deputy for the sheriff's department there in Colorado, and I moved out here. Actually, I came out here to visit my aunt first off. She was she worked in the school district, so she takes me to a men's UNLV basketball game, and we happened to sit behind all the guys that were building Mandalay Bay. It wasn't done yet. This was in 1999, and so I'm sitting there BSing with the guys through the whole game, and they're like, "You know what? You're going to come work for us." And I go, "I don't even live here." They go, "Well, we can fix that." And so they had me come down to their offices, which were trailers across the street from Mandalay Bay the next day. And sure enough, you know, they offered me a job. I don't know anything about the casino business. And they're like, "We can train you. We need somebody tough. We need somebody smart." And I was looking at all the jobs.
Yes.
I was looking at jobs that were like security, surveillance. And they're like, "Oh, no, we want you front of the house." I'm like, "Okay, I don't even know what that means, but okay." So they picked for me, and they picked food and beverage manager. And they said, "We need somebody tough because you're going to be managing 286 employees between the bartenders and cocktail waitresses of the whole property." So that's where I got my start. And I was there for a year. And then Steve Wynn stole me and took me over to Bellagio doing the same job. And then he had a talk with me while I was over at Bellagio and said, "You know, you're better suited for marketing." So he sent me down to the Golden Nugget to learn everything about credit. And then like 3 months later, I got promoted to executive, and I was an executive casino host for him for years. And so I wrote all the high limit credit lines for the high rollers, for the whales. And so I opened Wynn, and a buddy of mine, his name's John Lewis, he was a UFC fighter. And when he retired, he started doing club promotions. And so I would go to kind of all his little events. And, you know, when we opened our clubs at Wynn, he did promotions over there. And, you know, Randy was down here shooting the first season of The Ultimate Fighter. And he was good friends with John Lewis, of course. So when he was in town, he would train at his gym. Well, I was already training over there at John Lewis's gym just to stay in shape, nothing crazy. And I grew up, my dad was a big boxing fan. So I grew up always loving boxing. And I was like, when he invited me, I'm like, yeah, I'd love to go train over there. So then when Randy was here shooting the first season of The Ultimate Fighter, that's when we met. And, you know,
so you
we
didn't
ended
know
up building
Randy
our
yet.
businesses.
Okay.
No.
So we should explain to everybody. So, because we're saying Randy and maybe they don't put it all together. So you guys, Kim's ex-husband, who got her, I guess, who she's talking about, Randy, is Randy Couture, who basically is a 6-time world heavyweight and lightweight UFC champion, Hall of Famer, and now he's a huge.
And he's still in the hospital from the last fight they had.
and he's in the Expendables, all the Expendable movies with Sylvester Stallone and everybody. So he's a really big deal.
We don't care about him. Care about her. Take off the glasses. I want to see what you look like.
Gorgeous.
Oh, you're beautiful. You're a very beautiful girl, and I bet you
Thank you.
I bet you're older than what you look. Judging by your background.
I'll be 51 this year.
God bless you. You look wonderful.
Thank you.
Is it because you got beaten up a lot? Your face is swollen? No wrinkles?
No wrinkles.
You know, I've lucked out in the gene pool. You know, my mom and my dad, they looked very young. My mom still does. I lost my dad a few years ago, but yeah, I got lucky in the gene pool, I guess.
Are you Italian?
I'm a mix. My dad was Irish and Spanish, and my mom is Spanish and Indian.
So the Spanish
native.
That's the skin.
So when you started, so you met Randy. You finish the story real quick. So you met Randy. How did we go from there?
So he was down here shooting the show, but when they would train, we would have to go all over town to, you know, wrestling over here and boxing over here and conditioning over here. And we were driving all over the place. So I was actually I was scheduled to go open Wynn in Macau, China, when he opened that casino. And it was getting closer to the point where I had to leave. So of course, me and Randy's relationship developed quickly, and he didn't want me to leave. So, you know, I guess we're about 2 years into our relationship. And, you know, that's when we decided to get married, because he didn't want me going to China. And talk about a fork in the road. You know, I'm like, go to China, you know, be a bigwig in the casino over there, or, you know, stay here. And that's when I decided to stay, obviously, get married and open up our gyms. So then we franchised our gyms, and we started all of our other businesses. But he didn't want to build gyms. He wasn't a fan of it. He was like, gyms don't make money. And I just knew that if you brought the best coaches under one roof, because before I did Extreme Couture, none of the gyms had all the disciplines under one roof. You know, everybody had their one discipline. Right. You know, so you had to drive all over town, and you spend all this time driving around and trying to get everything in. So I'm like, you know, I'm going to build a world-class facility, and I'm going to bring the best coaches in all 5 disciplines, and we'll see what happens. He didn't think it would work.
What are the 5 disciplines? What are they?
Boxing, wrestling, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, and Judo.
Wow.
It's the Olympic sports. Huh?
I have black belts in all of them.
They're all the Olympic sports.
How long were you married?
We were together a total of about 6 years.
So he was no good, right?
No, they're still friends.
Oh, they're still friends?
Yeah, we're still good friends.
So why
He's fabulous. You've met him.
I did meet him?
Yeah, you met him once.
Who was it?
You didn't know who he was. But we did meet him at a movie premiere.
I'm still at the gym. I'm still at Extreme Couture coaching.
So if you like it, so why don't you get back together? Why are you going to be alone? It's stupid.
Oh no, he's in a happy relationship now.
No.
He's in a happy relationship now, and I just got done getting
He's
out of a
in another
10-year
relationship.
Yes.
I can have her knocked off. So we could get rid of her.
They're in business together, so it's really
that
nice.
Doesn't matter. She could inherit the business then. we could always put her in the East River.
Yeah, no, don't joke about that, because she doesn't know you.
Oh, dear, I'm gonna put her in the East River.
So no.
This is all. Of course, she knows me. She knows I'm a fun guy. Listen,
I enjoy our friendship now.
Good.
Yeah, well, listen, do me a favor. When you see him the next time, say, Ron Russell thinks you're an asshole. Because that girl is so lovely. You're stupid.
Anyway.
You should be with that beautiful girl.
You should be with the beautiful Kim.
And she's
so wait, I want to go back,
she's very sweet and delightful. And I can't imagine why any man would not want to be with her. I'm gay, and I would like to be with her.
So I read all kinds of stuff about you, and it's fascinating to me, because first of all, when you were coming up in the MMA world, you know, women, it was kind of like very new, right? You're like one of the first female MMA fighters. And I read this thing, you know, like what did the industry think about Kim Couture? And I did a Google thing and ChatGPT and all these things, and it was very, very complimentary. It said one of the things that they say in the MMA circles about you and people who like MMA is that everyone respected you because you entered the sport in your 30s. You fought legitimately tough competition instead of padding your record. And at the time, women's MMA was still rough around the edges, and pioneers took brutal matchups that were really difficult, real fights, not like wrestling or anything, without getting really paid or exposures that the
Wait a
fighters
minute.
get today.
Were you allowed to punch in the face? No.
Oh yeah.
No, you kidding.
You do
me.
anything.
You were allowed to punch in the face?
Yeah,
At
of course.
and at 35, you had the balls to go in there and get punched around? What are you
Yeah, I retired at 40.
So how much of your face has been reconstructed? Because you're beautiful.
Well, I have a metal plate in my jaw because I broke my jaw
Oh
in my
my
first pro
God,
fight.
you're kidding. Are you
So I have a steel
serious?
plate here. I've had 3 surgeries on my jaw up here. I shattered my orbital bone. I've broke my nose.
Are you
name
nuts?
it.
Does that stuff hurt still now or no? Or now that
No.
it's fixed, it doesn't hurt?
What, are you a masochist?
No.
I think
Just
it's
high
fabulous.
This is fascinating me. Why on earth would a 35-year-old beautiful woman want to get punched in the face?
She also punched people.
I don't give a shit what you did to people. I don't care about the people. I care about her. Why would you allow yourself to be punched to break your jaw? I mean, that's painful.
Yeah, and I was the promoter of that show. So I put the show on and I was the co-main event. So it was a lot of work.
I like
But
it.
I grew up in the ranch world. So I grew up breaking horses and rodeo. And so
Wait a
I
minute.
grew up tough.
So you're like a gorgeous
Wait,
tomboy.
wait. If you kick a man in the testicles, we see stars. I understand if a woman is punched in the breast, she sees stars. Is that true?
No.
So you got punched in the breast and that was okay.
Well, I never really got punched there, but no, I never had any issues.
I mean, it's a good thing you didn't have water bags in there because if they punch you, one could explode.
I used to. I did. I went through my whole career with implants, and I took them out
You had
in
implants.
2019.
You got punched in the implants. I have to.
So wait,
talk-
how did you actually get that? Okay, so now you met Randy, you married Randy, you guys opened a gym. How did you go from I've got a gym to now I'm going to go become an MMA fighter? I mean, obviously you had all kinds of training because you were a police officer, you were physically fit, so basically you would probably just have to learn how to like punch, kick, and do the five whatever you call them.
Yeah, I mean, 5 disciplines. It was about 6 hours a day of training. You'd go in the morning and you'd have an early morning conditioning class, then maybe, some early afternoon boxing, and then pro practice was usually around 4 o'clock. And so it was a lot of dedication. And in between those times, I was working, running the businesses, and then getting enough food in me and trying to shower and get a little bit of rest where I could. I never really got much rest. Who am I kidding? But yeah, it was a lot of work, and I was just running on pure adrenaline. It was a lot of fun. We were kind of strapped to a rocket because when Randy shot the first season of The Ultimate Fighter, that's when the sport went mainstream on Spike. And so it really took off. And then, we did a clothing line, we did a suit line, action figures, I franchised the gyms, everything kind of took off. So it was just like surfing that wave. Eventually we did supplements. There was just a lot of goodness coming at us, and we were just doing the best that we could to try and, stay on top of everything.
Oh, what happened?
Gina Carano had started at our gym, and, I ended up managing her for probably a good 5 years, and she was my best friend at the time. And so we were training partners, and she was like, Kimmy, you really ought to think about fighting. We need more girls. Like you said, it was early on. There was girls in it, but not very many. And nobody was giving them the platform to really show their skills. There were some great fighters out there. Tara LaRosa, Shayna Baszler, Carrie Vera, who I eventually fought. She was my friend.
These people. You fought these girls.
Not the ones I just mentioned, but Gina was the one that kind of got me into thinking about fighting because I was surrounded by the best in the business.
Okay. I want to get back to where we were because it was very interesting. Did your vanity as a woman ever get worried that your face would be deformed? Like you could broken your nose? You never thought about your face being smashed to pieces? Never.
No. I mean, I grew up I grew up breaking horses, so I had a lot more injuries before I ever got into MMA.
Breaking horses. That's when they're like wild and you can't ride them, and
Yeah,
then
you
you
break
get them
'em
so
in.
you get them so you can ride them. I see it in movies.
Yeah, I think when I was probably 7 years old, my dad would get these wild young broncs and put them in the round pen, and my dad would just say, "Ride them out until they quit
So let's
bucking."
get back
So
to you. Let's get back. I don't care about the other shit.
No, I want to go.
No,
wait,
who
wait,
cares about the gyms
I
and
do.
stuff?
I
No,
do.
people-
Wait.
My audience right
No,
now.
they want to know about Gina Carano. So
they're
that was one of
fascinated.
my questions. Is do you know?
They want to
Gina?
know why this woman does what she did.
Oh, wait. I want to know. So you were friends with Gina Carano. Did you also know Ronda Rousey? Because they both, turned their fighting careers into like big time actors, and I was thinking that would be something.
Cares? We want to know about her.
These are people that people want to know about. Why do you think I have a
they
list of
don't.
questions? They
Give
sent
a
them
shit
to me.
about these other people. We have a guest here that I'm worried about.
I want to know. She's fine. Look at her.
I know, but thank God she doesn't do this anymore. Because if I was her friend, I would try to talk to us. They stopped us.
No, so go back. So do you know Ronda Rousey also?
I've met her, but I've actually been interviewed and spoke a lot about her when she was starting out her career. I always, stood up for her, and people didn't give her much of a chance when she was getting started. And I just knew from being married to an Olympian that, those Olympians are just on a whole different level. I knew she was going to be a force to be reckoned with from the get-go. I watched her in her amateur fights for Tough Enough, and I just saw her drive, her composure, her mental toughness. I knew she was going to be a force, but I really I wasn't good friends with her. I just, would see her in the scene here and there. Gina, I haven't seen for years. But I'm excited for this fight. I think it's going to be great. They're getting a lot of
publicity
kind of
everywhere.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of trash talk and stuff, but I think it's going to be great. The people that wanted to see it back in the day will finally get to see it.
Yes.
Were you married at the time that you boxed?
Yes.
Did your husband ever say to you, honey, don't do it?
No.
He was never afraid that your face could be disfigured?
He's got this thing about
No, I mean, he was probably my best training partner in pro practice. He was beating the crap out of me every day.
I've never met a woman that listen, I've met millions of people in my business. I'm in the business 65 years. I've met the whole world.
I knew he was going to be fascinated.
And I've never met a woman like you. And I'm fascinated by you. I don't know whether to respect you or feel sorry for you. I don't know. My emotions are all fucked up, because why on earth would somebody as lovely as you risk being injured with a steel chin and a broken this and a smashed that? God forbid you could go blind. I mean, did you ever think of that?
Well, now
stuff?
she's done, so she's okay.
No, I know that. I'm going past back. For these poor women that are doing this today, I think it should be outlawed.
They get paid a ton of money.
No, I think women should
Miss
not.
the money part.
Yeah, you missed the money part. Your generation didn't really get the money part. And I looked to see if you had an action figure, and it said no, that you don't have an action figure. Because I would have gotten one. I like collect action figures for everybody who comes on the show. So it would have been cool.
Well, I want to know what was considered fouling in your fighting.
I don't think there's too much.
Well, there's actually 26 laws, that you can't fish hook, you can't do certain things.
Well, what's fish hook?
Like pull somebody's cheek.
Lip.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. You can't do stuff like that. You can't hit them on the back of the head. You can't strike them. You can't knee them in the face if they have a knee down. Like there's a lot of rules actually.
Not enough. Should be no hitting.
It's MMA. So first of all, it's not boxing. MMA stands for mixed martial arts.
I know what she does. She does what Bear does, and I shit from Bear. I love Bear. Bear is so handsome. He could be an actor. He's really a handsome young fella. He's only in his 20s, and I worry about Bear's face because they don't even use gloves. What do you have, a piece of material across your hand?
Tape?
I mean, the whole point of training is to avoid those punches, right? Avoid getting hurt. So the more you train, the longer you go in the sport, the better you get. You don't really take a lot of damage.
Yeah, 6 hours a day training. That's a pretty lot. I love
when
it.
I did my first fight and broke my jaw, I was like 6 months into it.
Be a woman, have your nails done, have your hair done, get a waxing. I mean, all that stuff. You never pedicure. You never had time.
I do all that stuff. I do all that.
Now that you're retired.
No, even then, she was gorgeous as a fighter. Like it would look like Barbie going into the ring.
I would, if anybody ever took me there, I'd turn around and walk out. I could not sit there and watch you get hit, or any woman being punched. I couldn't watch it.
Well, it was interesting because my fight where I broke my jaw, I had all the other executives that I worked with at Wynn in the front row. It was my show, so I had them in the front row with my family. My mom and dad is the only show they ever went to, and my
Your
son.
mother and father
They're
were
all-
watching you get punched.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. If anybody ever punched my daughter, I'd shoot them.
They just sat there in shock the whole time, I think. And then when they knew that something was wrong because I was bleeding like crazy, they were so worried, and they kept looking at my son to see if he was okay. And he's like, my mom's fine. She's fine. He knew.
Wait a minute.
Now, is your son? Is he an MMA
wait,
fighter?
Wait. You're going too fast for me.
No.
You have a son?
Yes.
I have 2 kids. My son is 30 and my daughter's 28.
You have a 30-year-old son. Jesus Christ, you look good.
Did either of them follow you into the MMA world?
No, she
No, they're both in the medical field. They're both brainiacs.
Yeah, that's good. They make a lot of money.
Yeah, they both do really well.
Good for them. So here's some
Wait
questions.
a minute. Were you ever terrified and scared before you entered the ring because of your opponent, who the opponent was?
No.
So you went in there like, Bear. I asked Bear, I have dinner and lunch with Bear. So we'd ask questions that I wouldn't do on TV. And he said the same thing. I said, you're not worried or frightened that you're going to get your ass kicked, your face smashed? He said, no, I can't wait to get in there to hit him. I said, oh.
We signed up for this, so we know what we're going into. And I had pro practice every day where I was most of the time the only girl. And I was 135 pounds getting smashed by these big UFC guys every day. So the fight was easy compared to what I'd have to survive every day in the gym.
You actually had it really good, though, that you had that opportunity to train with with guys, actually. Because
I mean, how many rounds did you have to go?
I think it's by minutes.
3 rounds, three 5-minute rounds.
3 rounds.
3 5-minute rounds.
5-minute rounds. You could do damage in 5 minutes. Were you allowed to pull hair?
No.
You can't kick in the groin?
No.
So how do you know where to kick?
Well, we train this stuff every day.
They train to teach Hannah where to kick.
But I mean, I know I would like to know where do you, when you're fighting, where do you go to kick? In the shins, in the ass, in the hips, in the stomach? Where do you hip?
In the side, and the legs, and the head.
In the head, you're allowed to kick in the head. God forbid you get a brain tumor getting kicked in the head. I'm fascinated by this. We were at lunch with Bear, and he just sat there smiling and laughing. He said, Ron, I don't believe you. You're such a tough guy, and you're such a little, like a sissy when it comes to my fighting. I said, because I don't believe in brutality. I don't like it. And he's a man. It's okay. 6'2". But you're a woman. How tall are you?
5'3". 5'8".
Oh, you're 5'. So you're a pretty nice height. Now, one question, and don't be modest. Were you like a superstar in this business?
I wouldn't say I was a superstar. I wasn't the best fighter, but I got a lot of attention because of who I was married to. And that kind of, worked against me because I was new in the sport, and I was, maybe 6 months into training, but I was getting co-main event fights because of the name, because of the last name. And then I'm fighting girls that are coming out of, Golden Gloves boxing champion and the world Muay Thai champion and the 6-time world grappling champion. They've been doing this stuff for 10 plus years. And so I'm 6 months into my training, but I said yes to everything. Like you said, I never padded my record. I said yes to whatever fight they offered me.
Most of the women you fought were lesbians, and lesbians have
They're not.
They look like bull dykes. So
none of the big ones are. They're all.
I've seen them now. They have hair shorter than mine, and they have muscles, and you got to see what they look like.
But that doesn't mean that. But they're not lesbians.
I bet they are. Come on.
Hang on.
No, the ones I fought weren't.
I have because that was one of the things that you kind of answered it. One of the questions I wrote down was like, how much pressure came with carrying the couture name into the combat sports, because I knew that you took every fight. I read that, that you took every fight, and so you were fighting against people that had many, many, many years experience on you. Was that a lot of pressure for you, or you didn't give a shit?
I didn't give a shit. I was running like 8 businesses. I was so busy, and my kids were still little. So my son was living with me. My daughter was living with her dad. But, it was a lot on my plate. I look back, I don't regret anything, but I look back and I go, wow, it would be really nice if I could have just ate, slept, and trained.
Right.
But I was running all these businesses. I was pretty bogged down. And what I know now, the stuff that I study and the stuff I speak about, I'm writing books about it now. I wish I would have been smarter, but I was just, I don't want to say reckless, but I just didn't give a shit. I was like, I'll fight anybody. I was there to put on a show and get in a good scrap.
I can't
I
believe.
love it.
What did your kids think of it when they saw their mother getting punched in the face? Or whatever?
Oh, they loved it.
They
They've
loved
always
watching
supported
them.
all my crazy ideas.
I'm going to retire from this interview.
No.
I can't take it. I love you to death. I love you. I love
Okay,
you.
my turn anyway. I want to talk.
Wait, I can't take this. I can't take this.
I purposely, because I downloaded a couple of fight videos, little clips of videos of
I'm
you,
not
and I
watching.
purposely didn't send them in because I was like, Ron will never be able to watch you get hit, especially after he sees
No.
how beautiful you are. He'll never
Oh
be able to watch
God,
it.
Are you
So,
kidding?
do you have a favorite
I
walkout
have
song?
no. I have no
Wait, my
clue.
turn. My turn.
Wait. If I went to see one of her shows and she was getting hit, I would jump up there and beat the shit out of the other one.
Do you have a favorite walkout song?
So I was sugar free. So my walkout song was always Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. And do you have a favorite fight movie? Because I love fight movies, and my favorite is Best of the Best. And I like Never Back Down. And there's a newer movie called Lights Out with Frank Grillo that's pretty good too. Do you have a favorite fight movie, or do you even watch fight movies?
I really don't. I mean, Rocky's always good, right? But actually, I love $1 Million Baby. That
That's a good
whole
one.
dramatic story, was captivating. And I saw that before I was ever a fighter. So
your
I like those underdog stories.
Your story is kind of like the Creed story, though, where Creed didn't want to fight under his own name, and then he got the fights because of his own name, and then he lost, but he was really good. It's very similar to that film. Actually, your life.
Yeah,
story.
it was a double-edged sword for sure.
So
do you cook healthy?
Yeah.
You eat healthy.
Yeah, I love cooking too. That's my thing.
You don't go to McDonald's and Burger King.
No way.
He lives in those joints.
I don't live in McDonald's and Burger King. I like Chipotle,
Subway. That's bullshit too.
Chipotle and Subway are my two favorites, and we have In-N-Out. I don't know if you guys have In-N-Out in Las Vegas, but we have In-N-Out.
We do.
So if Hollywood made a movie about your life, who do you think could play you?
Sandra Bullock.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, I could see that, but she'd never allow herself to get punched. It would have to be a body double.
So
I get that a lot. People are like, you look like Sandra Bullock. And I did back in the day when she did Speed. My hair was cut the same way. And, you can't tell the glasses, but I get that a lot.
No, definitely Sandra Bullock.
So let's move on. So you don't fight anymore. I wrote down after retiring, you transitioned into gym ownership and training, fitness coaching, MMA commentary, media appearances, business and consulting. I know since we spoke on the phone the other day that you're getting ready to come out with a series of books. Tell us a little bit about some of the things you're doing now.
So I teach a few days a week in the jail, and I teach substance abuse and anger management. Hold on.
Go back with that. You teach boxing in a jail?
No. She teaches substance abuse.
Oh, substance
and
abuse.
anger management.
And anger management.
In a jail.
In a jail. And if one of them gets wild and starts to throw punches, are you allowed to punch him back?
It never even comes up. These guys are great. They're very well behaved. They get excited for class. They like the stuff that I'm teaching. They take notes. They call me their professor. They get excited for each class.
Good
so I'm never in fear or danger.
And I bet a lot of them fall in love with you.
Well, some of them found out who I was. There's been, I think, on 3 occasions, because I never tell anybody my last name, but there's been on 3 occasions where inmates that were already in there knew who I was right off the bat. And they were like, oh, I know who you are. And then it spreads, and then you can't stop it. Then everybody knows, and there's no taking it back now. So
it's okay. You're a nice person.
It gives me street cred.
Let them know.
Yeah,
who you
street
are.
cred. No, do you have any ambitions? You know, the way that Randy turned into an action star, that you turn into like a female action star, because you would be great at it.
You know, when I first got divorced, I shot 17 pilots for different shows. I did a couple small parts in movies. I'm notorious for saying yes to everything. So if somebody asks me something, I always say yes. And then I end up putting too much on my plate, but I get it all done. Even when Randy was the Scorpion King, we went to South Africa and I had a small part in that show, in that movie too, which was fun. But I guess I'm spread too thin. I just take on a lot of projects. So right now it's just been focusing on these books. What I've learned in working with these inmates, just, people don't know what they don't know. And a lot of these guys have never been taught a lot of things that all of us know, So I started to think about, I used to go in there and I would teach just substance abuse and anger management. And I'm like, wait, there's a way bigger picture here. And so they were the ones that actually said, we really like your style. We think you should write a book. And I'd never thought about it before, but they all like reading. They don't have anything else to do in there, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to start writing some stuff down. And I stopped teaching the curriculum that I had started with, and I started writing my own curriculum and going bigger with them on how to create a new identity and, believe in themselves and realize that they were thinking very small-minded. They had very low EQs, and I was trying to raise that. They'd never even heard of what that was before. So I'm like, you know what? This is an opportunity for me to meet, 50 guys at a time that I could really help transform their minds. And so I took it very seriously. I started writing my own curriculum, and then it led to one book that was, I'm calling the series Keep It Moving, because I say it when I'm talking to them a lot, and they go, well, maybe that's why your name is Kim, Kim, Keep It Moving.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Yeah. So the inmates came up with all of this. And so the first one I wrote was Keep It Moving Out of Addiction. And then I went into Keep It Moving Out of Trauma. And then it just kept going. And so I did like 6 of them that are, Keep It Moving Out of. And then it's Keep It Moving Into. So into happiness, into love, into mental mastery, into health, into destiny, into abundance. But it's all mind stuff, right? And they love it, and they grasp it, teaching them how to manage their nervous system and understand why they do the things that they do. So it turned out to be this whole thing where I give them the big picture, and then it turned into 17 books.
I love it.
That's incredible.
When the books actually come out, and you start and we get them published and everything, then we'll bring you back and we can, kind of go over this again.
I have another
and go
question.
Over that.
Do you ever have
You have
teeth?
2 minutes.
Do you ever have teeth knocked out?
No.
Oh, good.
I like
it. Looks like I did. There's some pictures that looks like I did. In fact, when I broke my jaw in that fight, I went back to the corner in between rounds, and I told my husband at the time, I told Randy, I go, I think I got my teeth knocked out. I could stick my tongue out and it wasn't hitting any teeth. And he goes, nope, they're all there. And I go, but look, I could stick my tongue out and they're not hitting anything. I think I lost like 4 teeth. He goes, nope, they're all there. And I couldn't figure out,
did you have to
in between
wire
rounds, what was going on.
Do you have to wire your jaw shut then when that happens?
No, because I put that steel plate in here.
Oh, okay.
But
my jaw was split. It was split completely in half in the middle. So what was happening is when I was talking, it would open up like Predator, and my tongue was going out. But all my teeth were there.
Oh my gosh! I mean, really, like.
But you know something? It looks like a cleft. So leave it. It's sexy. If you have a little scar there, right?
No, I don't see a scar.
No, they did it. They did it inside. So there's nothing on the outside.
Oh, there is no.
There's no scar. Like, you don't have any scars on your face at all. Like you like.
I had good surgeons.
No, good for you. I'm glad you had good surgeons. This is so much fun.
Now wait a minute. If you didn't do what you did, what else would you have done?
Well, I probably would have been working in China in the casinos in Macau.
Where was she?
She said she had it that before she got married, she had the job running the the casino in Macau, China. She got married and didn't take the job, so she'd probably be doing that.
Oh.
Working
I was an executive for Steve Wynn for about 7 years.
Yeah, so which is super cool. So
I mean, you didn't have any desire to be like an actress, a dancer, or a singer, or any of that stuff. No show business, right?
no,
All reality stuff.
real shit. We got to go.
Real
We're out of
stuff.
time. Hold on. So you guys,
Listen, I know I have to say
this.
something.
Oh, go.
Kim, thank you. You gave me a fabulous, fabulous interview because I'm so interested in everything about you. And I think our audience is going to love this part of our show because, you know, every week we're the same bullshit with actors and they're boring. But you were not boring, not at all. You were wonderful, and I thank you, and God bless you, and I love you.
There you
Thank
go.
you
I
so
really
much.
do. I
So
really
you guys
do.
follow Kim at KIMZ Fight Fit, and then you can see her other accounts from going there. She's got KimCouture.com. More stuff will be on there, and when her books come out, we'll let everybody know and we'll bring her
Yeah,
back.
you
So
come
thank
back.
you so much for coming on the show. We loved having you.
Definitely come back.
Oh, and we
Thank
want to
you,
say hi
guys.
to Sherry Nelson, since Sherry Nelson introduced me to you. So we want
Oh,
to give
no
Sherry
worries.
Nelson
Oh,
a shout out.
I love
Sherry,
her.
I adore Sherry. Sherry and I are very close. I love her. Did you
She's
know
the,
that?
she's the
I
best.
gotta go.
Quick. My car is an 04 Audi, and I had a little accident, and they couldn't find the part. Did you know that she sent me the part from Canada?
Yeah, she found the part in Canada and sent
She
it.
sent the
Oh my
piece
gosh.
front end of
She's
my
She's
car.
an
fabulous.
angel.
Yeah, she's
I
an
no
angel.
wonder you're nice because you have her as a friend. Oh yeah, nice
I-
people hang together.
Absolutely.
That's
So
right.
thank you so much. It's such a pleasure having you on the show. Keep
Yes,
in
Kim.
touch. Text me if you need help with the book. Let me know. And thank you so much for coming on the show. And everybody else, we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Appreciate you.
Bye.
Jimmy,
Have a good one.
Yeah, this is MC Alfred. I'm just chilling, Jimmy Star, yo, sitting down and designing. Where every man in the thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your one I wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out.